Greg Shoemaker here at Centerville High School with head coach Brent Ullery. The Centerville Elks went 9-3 last year, got to the second round of the playoffs, and got some good players coming back. Let's talk a little bit, Brent, about. Let's start with the defense, because I like your front seven, your down guys, and your linebackers. They're pretty good, but you lose a ton in the secondary. So talk a little bit about the defense.
Sure, yeah. Our defensive line, we got a lot of good guys coming back, very strong, working their butts off in the off season. So they're going to be bigger and stronger this year, which will be, even better than last year. But we did lose some guys up front too, which we got to fill those blanks as well. And then right behind them, losing a linebacker on the inside, losing Reggie Powers on the outside, definitely create holes. But we've got guys that got a lot of playing time, and we created a lot of depth last year for ourselves. So these guys will be able to step in and kind of next man up and be able to get after it. Hopefully week one.
Offense, you got a couple of running backs coming back, and the sophomore did pretty well for you. A couple sophomores, Shane Cole at quarterback too. Talk a little bit about the backfield and what you see there, what you like.
Sure, yeah, Shane Cole and running back Parker Johnson, they're both back, and both of them got a ton of great reps last year. Parker had a ton of carries and got great experience last year playing at the varsity level, and Shane kind of earned more and more time as the season went on. So he got a lot of good reps, and he was actually in charge of our offense throughout the summer as our senior quarterback was rehabbing an injury. So Shane got a lot of good reps last summer as well. So neither of them will be a fish out of water when it comes to Friday nights, and they got really high expectations for themselves, and we mirror those expectations for them.
One of the things you really have that I like is a kicker, Leland Gantz. Special teams makes a big difference at this level. Talk about him and what he brings to the table and for your team, and especially in that aspect of the game.
Sure. No one loves Leland Gantz more than our defensive coordinator. He puts the ball in the end zone on kickoffs, and he makes sure that we end most drives and points, which is a really big deal. He's got a huge leg. He's incredibly accurate. I mean, when we do have to punt, he can boom the thing in the air too. So he's a weapon that can flip the field and be a game changer for us, and allows us to do some things and take some chances because we know we got him in our back pocket.
You've been here for 7 years. This will be your 8th year. The program has always been a winning program, but when you started, you had to sort of build a little bit of the winning pride in here. But talk about it now. Talk about the sort of what's going on in the atmosphere as far as football goes here, and what you've built over the last couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, Centerville football is a special place. It's a special program. But really, when you boil down to it, it's made up of special players and special coaches. And, we have a phenomenal coaching staff, and we have phenomenal kids that come through here every year. They look up to the program as they come through the youths, and they come through middle school and everything. And when they finally get their chance, they're excited to be on varsity football, and an opportunity to prove themselves on Friday nights. So we're very blessed that we have a pipeline, through our program. And, when it all comes down to it, it boils down to two guys. Bob Gregg started it all. My dad perpetuated it. And, my job is just to perpetuate it again and keep it going as long as possible.
Talk about the atmosphere here on Friday nights. I think a lot of people don't understand Centerville football, but this is a big stadium, and you guys fill it up. But, you've been here as a player, now as a coach, but how fun are Friday nights here?
They're a lot of fun. You can feel the electricity building throughout the evening, as you go through warm-ups and build towards kickoff and everything. And, the student section being full from the first row up to the top of the stadium is a really special thing that you don't get to see in a lot of stadiums. And, we're incredibly grateful for our student section. And, those fans, they come out, they support us, win or lose, rain or shine. And it's awesome to be in front of a community that cares about you and is really invested in your success, and, the opportunity to try and go prove it to them, each Friday.
Before we let you go, talk about the GWOC. I mean, Region 2, Division 1 Region 2 has been the Springfield Invitational for the last 5 years. But the GWOC, I mean, it's always loaded. But what do you see this year? What do you see? Who are the teams that, obviously Springfield, but what do you see from the rest of the league?
Yeah, no off weeks. I know that, like you said, Springfield is going to be an incredible football team again. Springboro is extremely well coached, and they'll have great athletes over there. Wayne and Northmont are always loaded with talent and coach super hard. They play very hard over there, and if you don't really focus on Fairmont, they're going to get you, because they play about as physical as anyone you'll see on a Friday night, and they come at you, in the old school Centerville way, which is a tribute to Dave Miller, who falls underneath Bob Gregg. But even Beaver Creek with a new staff and everything, it should be a fun year. And even Miamisburg, when they changed regions for the playoffs, but that doesn't mean they're not gunning for a conference title. And it'll be fun. There will not be any off weeks this season, that's for sure. There's a lot of talent and a lot of good coaches around here.
And one big game on your schedule this year, week 2, St. Xavier's coming up here, and Chase Herbstreit, the quarterback at St. X, his dad played here, Herb, obviously. And talk about that game and how fun is that going to be for you guys?
It's going to be an awesome atmosphere. It's great to have Kirk Herbstreit back in the stadium. I'm sure he's looking forward to it. I haven't asked him about it, but I'm sure he's looking forward to coming back to Centerville Stadium and maybe showing his family around a little bit and all that. But they're going to be an incredible team, and fortunately we have been able to kind of get familiar with them over the last few years. We've scrimmaged them in the preseason for the last 2 or 3 years now, and it's been a great experience. They're a great team. I have the utmost respect for Coach Specht. We're excited for the opportunity. We got a lot of practices and some scrimmages and a game to get through before we get to them, but we are eager for that opportunity as well.
There you go, Brent Ullery, the head coach of the Centerville Elks.